put it in snugly, and you really can't overdo it as long as you stay in the snug range. You've got your wheel on, and the next thing we want to do is take our footmen, and we're going to put those on the crank first and then attach them to the treadle. They're identical, but there is a flat back side and a rounded front side, so you want the front obviously facing you, and it's got a little small brass bolt and a nut over here. That's what you're going to use to secure it to the brass bushings that are on the crank here, one into the back, one to the front, and you're going to gently open these up and slide them onto the footman, just like so, and get it to fit over that brass fitting, and insert your bolt and tighten it up. And do that for both of them. Okay, making progress here. We've got the two footmen on. You want to make this connection here with the footman and the brass bushing very snug. Pull it in tight. It should stay on top of that bushing. And now we want to connect the bottom over here to the treadles. These are flexible connectors. The distance between the bottom of the footman and where the treadle is going to be about 2 inches. So get it close to that. It doesn't have to. It's not critical, but you don't want it far off of that. Okay, almost done. We've got the footman on. Of course, the treadles go up and down now when you spin the wheel, and it should rotate quite easily. Let's bring your drive band up here. We're going to take the whirl that comes with your Fantasia. It's got 2 grooves on it, 5 and 8 are the ratios. It's got a slot here in the back, and that goes on the spindle shaft. And there's a pin here in the back of the spindle shaft. Just put the slot in the back of the whirl through that pin, and it's on there. And we can now secure the drive band around that, and your spindle is turning. This is your flyer. You've got 2 of these sliding hooks that you can put on these arms. You want to install those now with the hooks facing the same direction as the installed hooks, so that they're out there like that. You'll need a bobbin, and what we're going to do is mount the bobbin, and typically we like to use this larger end, putting that on the spindle first. Slide it all the way on, and now this mark on your flyer, that little pin that holds the metal shaft here, is going to go on your spindle here, and there's a slot on the front end of the spindle here. You want to just slide that on there, and it'll pull right in. And gosh, we're almost done. And you thought this might be difficult. One more step. We've got the brake band, and you'll want to attach it to this wooden peg. And if you've opened up your eye hooks over here, you simply put that on and around the bobbin pulley, and back through the last eye hook, and then this peg goes here in front, and I always wind mine on kind of clockwise, the extra brake band. So when you turn it clockwise, you're adding tension to the brake band. Counterclockwise, you're losing it. So that goes on like that, and the spring is never really stretched out too much. If your spring is stretched out a long ways, either you're doing something wrong or the kids got to it. It never really exceeds probably its entire length in terms of its stretching. So everything's put together. All the secure connections, you might want to go back over them again. You're going to get this hex nut with your oil bottle, and this is what you use to tighten up the hex nuts that you have. There's 4 of them, and you're going to need a screwdriver. Go back around and use your Phillips screwdriver to tighten anything else that maybe you just need to snug up a little bit more. But everything now is ready. It's Sounds good. The last thing I want to show you is some lubrication tips. You're going to get this oil bottle with your wheel. You're going to use it. It's got a nice long applicator nose to it. There's only a couple spots really to lubricate here because you have sealed bearings here on the axle and on the back of the spindle. The only place you really want to lubricate is right up here on the spindle where the bobbin rotates, front and rear. And just a drop there every day when you start to spin is a good idea. And then down here where these brass bushings are on the crank, just drop in a little bit of oil there, and that'll move it around. And you're probably good for the day unless you're at it 8 hours a day. You can't really over lubricate. You certainly want to make sure you do it, but you don't have to lubricate the sealed bearings here at all. You can adjust your leathers up here on the flyer to make them looser to move around. You can put candle wax on here if you finish this surface. Don't do that until you've finished it or you've got an unfinished wheel. But that's it. It is all ready to spin. Congratulations. We hope you have fun. If you have any questions, check with your dealers, or you can be in touch with New Voyager Trading. Tim Horschler again. Thanks for viewing this.